Ethan spent the evening moving from one small repair to another around the house, his hands busy, but his mind 0.088 seconds, wandering through the void the past year had left behind. The kitchen was quiet, 0.1313 seconds, save for the gentle clatter of dishes as his mother, Linda, washed them with deliberate care, trying to hide the 0.20-second exhaustion behind a composed smile. He finished tightening the last screw on the old cabinet, grateful for the 0.2828 seconds distraction, a task that demanded no explanations, no attention to the ache Emily had left in his life when she 0.35 seconds walked away without a word. The stillness in the room felt thick, almost suffocating, until a sudden awareness of his mother's quiet endurance hit him. 0.4747 seconds, she had carried so much on her own, her worries, his heartbreak, and the emptiness that now filled their home. 0.56 seconds. Without thinking, Ethan moved behind her, wrapping his arms around her shoulders. It wasn't sadness driving 1.31-3-second shim, but gratitude for the way she had kept everything together while he unraveled. She tensed for a heartbeat, 11 seconds, then gradually softened into the embrace, hands still damp from the sink. Instead of the reassurance he expected, 191 19 seconds, a shaky breath escaped her, and he pulled back just enough to see her face. 251 25 seconds tender, anxious, burdened with secrets held too long. "Ethan," she whispered. 331 33 seconds, voice trembling, in a way he hadn't heard before. "There's something I should have told you a long time ago." His heart. 411 41 seconds leapt, not in fear, but in the sharp rush of uncertainty that comes when life is about to pivot. "What do you mean, 1491 49 seconds, Mom?" he asked, keeping his voice calm. 1521 52 seconds 7, as the floor seemed to tilt beneath him. Turning off the faucet, drying her hands slowly, she met his gaze with eyes full of regret and love intertwined. 20:52 5 seconds. "Not here," she said softly. "Sit with me." The weight of her tone made him realize this wasn't a trivial memory, or 2.132 2:13 seconds, a forgotten detail. This was something far deeper, something tied to months of hidden pain. They moved to the dining table. Ethan sat, tense but alert. 2.262 26 seconds, sensing that everything quiet and unresolved from the past year had led to this moment. Linda, hands trembling, 352 2:35 seconds slightly, placed a worn, wrinkled envelope on the table. "This came the week after Emily left," she said, voice 442 2:44 seconds, barely above a whisper. "It was addressed to you." Ethan's pulse quickened. "A letter from Emily? Why 532 2:53 seconds, hadn't he seen it before?" "She asked me not to give it to you," Linda explained. 582 2:58 seconds. "She wanted to protect you, didn't have the strength to talk directly. I thought waiting would spare you pain, but now I 30:73 7 seconds. Realized I only prolonged it." He lifted the fragile envelope, trembling in his hand, the weight of unanswered 3.153 15 seconds questions, sleepless nights, and confusion, all condensed into the single letter. But before he could read a word, 3.243 3:24 seconds, a knock echoed through the house. Soft, deliberate, familiar. 3:03 30 seconds, Emily's voice followed, gentle and uncertain. "Ethan, are you home?" His 3:73 37 seconds, heart froze. Over a year had passed, and there she was. Ethan opened the door to 3:443 3:44 seconds, the winter wind and the memory of a past he'd tried to leave behind. Snow dusted her hair, her cheeks flushed with cold. 3:533 53 seconds, her eyes the hazel he remembered so vividly. 3,573 minutes. 57 seconds. Ethan, she whispered, hesitant. I didn't know if you'd even open the door. He barely found words caught 4:44 minutes, 4 seconds between relief, anger, shock, and the ache he had carried for months. Linda appeared briefly, smiled softly, and 4:144 minutes, 14 seconds stepped back, giving them space. Emily's gaze fell to the letter in his hand. 4:194 minutes, 19 seconds. So, she finally gave it to you, she said quietly. Ethan swallowed hard. You 4:264 minutes, 26 seconds, knew she would one day. I hoped she would, Emily admitted. I couldn't say everything back then. I didn't leave 4:344 minutes, 34 seconds, because I stopped caring. The wind nudged the door again, and Ethan invited her inside. The door closed with a soft 4:424 minutes, 42 seconds thud, leaving them in a quiet, charged with unspoken truths. Why are you here? He asked, voice raw. 4:514 minutes, 4:51 seconds honest. I owe you the truth, she said. 4:554 minutes, 4:55 seconds. I couldn't let another year go by pretending walking away was best for you. Ethan felt the sting of her words. 5:35 minutes, 3 seconds, the reopening of old wounds, the honesty he had longed for. Emily explained she had left because her father had fallen 5:115 minutes, 11 seconds gravely ill, pulling her into a world she didn't know how to navigate. She hadn't wanted him to sacrifice his future for her, thinking disappearing was the only option. 5:225 minutes, 22 seconds. Ethan listened quietly, fingers gripping the letter, processing the revelation. 5:285 minutes, 28 seconds. Relief, frustration, and empathy twisted inside him. You should have trusted 5.345 minutes, 34 seconds me, he said softly. Emily nodded, tears forming but not falling. I made the 5:415 minutes, 5:41 seconds, wrong choice, she admitted. I was scared, overwhelmed, and convinced disappearing was the kindest path for 5:495 minutes, 5:49 seconds. Both of us. For a long moment, silence filled the space between them. Truth had 5:555 minutes, 5:55 seconds, settled like a weight, heavy but necessary. Ethan felt a subtle release. 6:26 minutes, 2 seconds. Not forgiveness, yet, but understanding. 6:66 minutes, 6 seconds. Linda watched from the hallway, quietly hopeful. Ethan looked at Emily, the sincerity in her eyes undeniable. 6:146 minutes, 14 seconds. He admitted he didn't know what the future held, only that they could start with honesty. Step by step, together, 6:226 minutes, 6:22 seconds, they moved toward the living room. Not reunited as a couple, but as two people ready to face the past instead of 6:306 minutes, 6:30 seconds fleeing from it. The night felt different, open, offering the faint promise of healing, closure, or a new 6:396 minutes, 39 seconds beginning. And for the first time in a long time, Ethan felt ready to face. That was a very poignant and cinematic scene. I can definitely see how it would translate well to a narrative script with its emphasis on silence and small, deliberate actions. Would you like me to help you brainstorm some dialogue for the next scene between Ethan and Emily, or perhaps assist with formatting another script?